A very warm welcome to the top three qualifiers for the FIA Formula One Barcelona Catalunya Grand Prix. In third place, Kimi Antonelli. In second place, Lewis Hamilton, and taking the 10th pole position of his Formula One career and his third of 2026, our pole sitter, George Russell. Many congratulations, George. What a session for you. What a statement in Q3. Just how good was that final lap?
I've got to be honest, just really happy to be back in my groove over the course of the whole weekend. You know, it's been a difficult few races for me. Obviously, bad luck, been some poor performances in there, but went back to an approach that I knew works for me this weekend. And more important than the pole position for me was just seeing sort of every lap of the whole weekend. You know, I was in the top two positions and I felt confident, I felt good, just felt like my old self again. So that was, regardless of what happened in Q3, you know, Lewis did a really amazing job and also could have got the pole position as well. But regardless, that was the most important thing for me this weekend. You say you went back to an approach that you knew worked. Was that from a driving point of view or from a car setup point of view? Car setup, mentality, just going back to basics, really. And, you know, these cars are so complicated, the tyres are complicated, the power units are complicated, and it's challenging to get on top of things. And, you know, especially when I've got a guy like this next to me who's been performing so well, you know, you're trying to constantly improve. And I think that, you know, doing some copy-pasting probably really put me on the back foot. So, as I said, this weekend I've just gone in my own direction, and that's what I've done in the past for the last few years, and really glad to see it paying off. And is this the best you've felt in the car this year, including Melbourne, for example? It just feels back to what I felt at the start of the year during winter testing. You know, Barcelona here, Bahrain testing, Melbourne, China. I felt really comfortable in the car, really happy. And, you know, Miami was just the first weekend where everything felt pretty challenging, and that's where I think I can accept, and with my direct group of engineers, we can accept we probably made some wrong decisions in these last three races. So, as I said, more than anything, more than this pole position, I'm just glad to feel myself again, feel at one with the car again, as I have done for the last few years. What about tomorrow then? Your 100th Grand Prix start for Mercedes. 25 wins here have come from pole position. Just how confident are you feeling ahead of the race? I think we have a really great race car, to be honest. We showed really great pace on Friday. Of course, you know, Kimmy's going to be a real threat, no doubt. But Lewis, I think, really surprised all of us with his strong pace today. We all thought the fight was going to be with the McLarens in qualifying. We made a step to McLaren, but then Lewis, you know, from lap 1 in Q1, it was like, whoa, you know, where's this come from? So maybe we'll have a surprise tomorrow as well. All right. Very well done to you, George. Thank you. Lewis, if we could come to you now. George says you surprised everyone with your pace. Was it a surprise to you and Ferrari?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been a very, very tricky weekend for me personally. Really, really struggled to get on pace after missing P1. Never been so down before in the sense of the gap between Charles and I and to everybody else. So it was, you know, like half second to 8/10. I think it was 1 second in one sessions to the front row. So that was, I needed to make a huge leap going into qualifying, and I really needed to, I knew where the time was. It was just having the confidence in the car, in the rear of the car, and I think we did a really good job making adjustments. But this is really down to everyone back at the factory. They've been working so hard. We kind of know where our North Star is, and for them to bring this upgrade here this weekend, I can't thank them enough for the hard work that they put in to bring it, because it's, you know, it's a competition between all the teams to who can bring the most, and it's helped us close the gap. The car felt great in qualifying. Obviously, they're still so quick, the Mercedes. So we still have work to do to fully close the gap, or at least get ahead. But I'm really hoping that tomorrow we can. It'd be nice for us for once to be able to hold on to them, but we'll see.
Lewis, we saw the problems Charles had in Q3. Just tell us more about what it's like to drive this upgraded Ferrari on the limit. Is it tricky?
I think just these cars in general, it is tricky. I think, I mean, for me, the car felt really, really good. We basically had the exact same setup now in quali, and you know, Charles been quick all weekend. I think on the data, I think I was braking very late into turn 4, and which has been visible. And I think Charles probably tried to carry a lot of speed into that corner, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. But you know, he's still going to be really quick in the race. I think from the car standpoint, I think we're just constantly trying to strike that perfect balance, which is inevitably almost impossible to ever find, but you're trying to get closer and closer, and these tires are very, very peaky. There's a small window that the fronts and the rears work, and you over push in turn 1, 2, and 3, and then you're struggling through 4 and the rest of the lap. So it's the finest line that I can remember ever being to get every ounce of the car's performance out on track. But I've been really happy with the progress that we made in terms of the balance. Of course, we can always continue to improve.
You're going to start the race in a Mercedes sandwich. Just how tricky is it for you tomorrow? Do you think you can genuinely challenge these guys?
I definitely will be challenging without my teammate within the group. But, you know, it's been done before, so I think really it's a long way down to turn 1 for one on the dirty side, which is not the greatest. But these guys I think were really quick on the long runs, as they have been all year. So I have no idea whether I'll be able to keep up, but we'll find out tomorrow.
Right. Lewis, thank you very much.
Thanks.
And Kimmy, let's come to you now. Well done to you as well. You said a moment ago that it's been a difficult weekend for you so far. So given everything, how satisfied are you with this P3?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm not really happy. Just struggling with the feeling of the car. Very low grip here, and just been attacking a bit too much corners. And yeah, in the last lap I lost basically everything in the last sector. The couple of big slide and tire just went away from me. So definitely was not the best performance, but long run was good. So looking forward to that for tomorrow, and hopefully we will have the same kind of pace.
Lewis said a moment ago that he was on the back foot after missing the first practice session. You were out of the car as well during FP1. How much do you think that has cost you?
Difficult to say. I think maybe a little bit, but I think overall this weekend I was just lacking pace, to be fair, on a single lap. So I don't think how much more of a difference it would have made. For sure, FP3 was a very messy session for me. A lot of traffic, and not being able also to try the second tire definitely made things a little bit more complicated. But it's what it is. Still P3, and now we'll focus on to tomorrow.
And do you think your main opportunity tomorrow is at the start, or will the tyre deg that we're seeing this weekend give you opportunities later in the race as well?
I think both. It's a long run into turn 1. Also, without the use of the wings, the slipstream is going to be much stronger. So important to get a good start, and then try to get away cleanly into turn 1, and then from that point on, it's going to be trying to play the long game. Tires are very fragile here, and we might see a lot of stops during the race because they don't last very long.
Okay, Kimmy, thank you for that. Let's now open this to the floor. Please remember to give your name and publication. First one.
Jay Boggs, Local Watersport. A question for all three if possible. Kimmy, you've kind of already touched on the strategic variation and degradation, but just how much variation are we going to see tomorrow? Because I think I was looking at some long runs a little bit earlier in the weekend. It seemed like the mediums were dropping off after like maybe 12 laps or so. Are we looking at 2-stop, 3-stop? What can we expect tomorrow? Thank you.
I think closer to a 3 than a 1. I don't think a 1 is going to be possible. at all. It's not clear what the best tyre is. It's quite interesting on a track surface like this. All 3 tyre compounds look quite similar. That was the case last year. Everybody was running the C3s and the C2s last year, and obviously with the C4 this year, and it still looks not a bad race tyre. So there'll be a lot of variation, but I don't think a different tyre will make that much of a difference.
Lewis, anything you can add on strategy tomorrow, tyre wear?
I think the tyre wear, did you say it was double? It was like the deg was like double than what we expected, so maybe not for these guys.
I said it was a 1-stop.
Yeah, it's half stop. Yeah, no, I think it's when we did we come into the weekend with an expectation of what the tyre's going to be, and for us, we had twice the amount of deg, so it'll be interesting to see if that's improved going into tomorrow. But yeah, it's going to be at least a 2.
Okay, next one, please. Yeah, Luke.
Luke Smith from The Athletic. Lewis, just given in light of today's result, your first front row with Ferrari, your growing confidence, does tomorrow feel like your best chance yet of getting that first win in red?
I mean, this is the closest I've been to the front in quali, right? So I'm going to give it a go. You know, still, what's clear is what we're doing is it's working. We're improving as a team. I think clearly, I mean, these guys just seem to have extra in the pocket every time we bring an upgrade. They're still ahead. So we've got some work ahead of us to. I don't know when they're going to bring something else again, maybe in the next race or whatever. So it's going to be swapping and changing. But it's great for us to. This is the closest we've been pace-wise, I think, in quali. And as I said, just I'm so grateful to the guys back at the team. I've seen how focused and how hard everyone's working, and everyone's just quiet and goes about their business and is just so passionate. But I really want them to know how thankful I am, because it felt great out there to put a lap together and see that we're, that close, that this early, we're still early in the season, so the fight is on.
Thank you, Lewis. Next.
Ed Straw, the race. One for you, Lewis. You mentioned on the radio that you lost a little bit in turn 1 on that last lap. Can you just talk through that? And although it was a small loss, could it have been enough to have you sat in the middle rather than in P2?
I mean, I need to go look at the data. I haven't seen the sectors. But basically, we're in the garage because we went out and started the first lap, and then obviously with the red flag we came in. I think I did more, I did basically the whole first sector. I think these guys, maybe you didn't get the whole sector in, so the tires were a bit fresher. We had a big debate in the garage. They put on new tires and we're going to wait to do 1 lap, and I was saying to them that I want to go out on this tire and get a benchmark, sort of, not a benchmark, but at least a reference lap in. And they're like, no, let's just go out for 1. And I was like, no, take these new tires off, put the reference ones on. And then I went out, and I had the tires had dropped off significantly already. I mean, from 1 lap to the next lap, it's usually around half a second or 0.8 or something like that. So they had already dropped off half a second. So anyways, I was happy I got that, but whether or not they're right or not. So when I went into turn 1, I gunned it. I probably went in too deep. I had massive understeer and went quite wide on the exit of 1, which meant 2 was slower than normal. Yeah, these guys are flat through 3. You flat through 3?
No.
Yeah, so half a tenth to a tenth, I would assume. But I'll look at the data. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, thanks. Any more? Yes.
L'équipe, question to Lewis. What do you still miss to have a victorious car tomorrow compared to the Mercedes?
Well, tomorrow's not done yet, so I think for pole and for us to get ahead, I think obviously we missed a little bit of power or deployment. So it seems like we're a little bit closer this weekend than normal, but there are areas where they just where we tail off at the end of going into turn 4, for example. They just pull a little bit more, and it's just little small bits through the lap. Overall, I think it's the rear end can always get better, and that's what I'm always asking for, is more real downforce. That's the driver's dream, is always to have more rear. And these guys have had it really solid at the back for some time. So yeah, so I'll keep asking for that, and I think it's just also this refining kind of through corner balance.
Okay, thanks, Lewis. Next, yep, another one.
Matteo Senatore, Formula Passion. Question for Lewis. You made Lewis, you made a great improvement from yesterday to today. What kind of adjustment you did in the team for so a great qualifying session, that the best you had? Yeah,
honestly, I couldn't believe once I came around and asked P1 in Q1. The gap was so big, and I was thinking all weekend, I'm just why am I half a second off? And I just was just a bit down everywhere. I struggled through 3, struggled through turn 9, and having that confidence in that high speed. But the engineers did a great job with the small adjustments on the setup. Before, for the first time actually ever, I left the track between P3 and qualifying. I was like, I've got to get out of here, and I went back to my motorhome, and I was on the engineer call just on my phone. But I kind of went away and had a bit of a reset, came back, and I was able to somehow get back on it. So yeah, whatever I did, it worked.